In today's breaking story, Donald Trump's appearance at Charlie Kirk's funeral just went off the rails, and the crowd was not expecting what came next. We have to dive into this right away because the stakes could not be higher. Trump's response to this moment is about much more than honoring Charlie Kirk. It could define how his base sees him going into 2025. Let's start with the latest reactions from Washington before we get into the dramatic moment at the memorial.
You give credit to Charlie Kirk for recognizing the problem. You don't give him credit for the solution that he proposed. And the solution was to elect someone who has really shown more disregard for the economic well-being of young people than any president in American history. I mean, he talked about fiscal responsibility in that video, but this is the president who decided to explode the debt by $4 trillion, the debt which young people are going to have to pay for. This is the guy who reignited the cost of living crisis with the largest set of tariffs in American history. This is the guy who's overseen the most unaffordable housing market in American history. This is the guy who made $5 billion shilling crypto, Trump coin, Melania coin. Meanwhile, 600,000 people lost around $4 billion on these coins. So, you got to recognize the problems, and I think Charlie Kirk did a good job of that. But then it's a question of, okay, how do we build solutions? How do we actually fix these problems? And in my view, no one has really done more damage to young people and their economic prospects than the current president. And I think for young people, we need to sort of wake up to this reality and ask ourselves, what do we want to do about it?
This is key. Kirk was calling out the problems America faces, but the solutions tied to Trump have arguably deepened the economic crisis for an entire generation. But the controversy doesn't stop with the economy. It's now touching one of the most sensitive issues for Trump, Epstein.
I want to play for you in a moment Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, who has been leading the charge on the Republican side to push for more transparency and get the Department of Justice to demand for all documents to be released. That effort has still not come to fruition. We're still waiting for more documents from the Department of Justice. Take a listen to what Massie had to say.
Yesterday, I told Kash Patel he has 20 names in his files that he hasn't released. It seems as though he didn't know he has those 20 names. Either that or he doesn't believe that the victims are credible. I believe that Trump is trying to protect rich and powerful people who are his friends, and that is why this material is not getting released.
Now, the Hill is getting some documents from Epstein's estate from the Department of Justice. They're cooperating with the Treasury Department, but there are Republicans like Thomas Massie who will not rest until all documents related to the Epstein case have been released. John.
It's pretty interesting to hear from Thomas Massie right there, pretty bluntly stating he thinks that the president is protecting his friends there. Annie Greer on Capitol Hill, great to have you this morning. Thank you.
So the pressure is building, not from Democrats, but from within Trump's own party. That set the stage for what happened at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Today, at State Farm Stadium in Arizona, Trump expected a room full of loyal supporters paying tribute to Kirk's legacy. But instead, the moment turned into something much more complicated. Thomas Massie shocked everyone by playing a clip of Charlie Kirk himself, a clip that completely undercut Trump's long-standing position on Epstein.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah. Everything. Everything except child sexual assault material.
I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files. Let the American people decide.
Put them out there, because if there's nothing in there, then we can see there's nothing in there. Now.
And just like that, the narrative shifted. Instead of a safe moment for Trump to champion Kirk, it became a public reminder that Kirk himself wanted transparency that Trump has resisted. Massie later doubled down on social media, simply writing, "Release all the Epstein files." His push leaves Trump cornered. Does he keep ignoring this issue or finally act? This memorial service may go down as a turning point, a sign that even within MAGA circles, some are no longer willing to let this topic slide. The bigger question, will Trump continue to dismiss the Epstein documents as a hoax, even with voices like Kirk's calling for full disclosure? Or is this the moment where public pressure finally forces action? Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss future updates, and drop a comment. Should all the Epstein documents be released? Yes or no?